Hello, everybody. This is Nick Totero, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science. And this is going to be the first of several videos concerning the Criminal Justice Collaboration Project. I'm going to break them up into smaller videos so you can rewatch them at your will, and I'll also give instructions when I can. When you are doing a forensics investigation, it is imperative that you keep organized. Yep. And I say keep notes. That's what you need to do, but keep organized because you're going to discover in this particular project, we're not dealing with a lot of files. 24 files you may be looking at. There's just not a lot of files in there because I didn't want to overwhelm you with just a lot of files and just having to go through stuff. And I didn't do any trickery or anything like that. And I'll explain that in other videos when we start examining particular files. So this file is about downloading the project and keeping things organized. So let's go up to my screen and let's break down the process that I strongly recommend, because what you're going to download and what you're going to work on eventually, when you're going to submit your project, you're not just going to submit the report, you're going to zip up the project, the entire project that you created, and you're going to submit that. So keeping it organized, I want to see it so it makes it not just easier for me to read, but you begin to understand you're dealing with a lot of stuff. If you allow it to get out of hand, it's going to overwhelm you. So let's go up to my screen. All right, I'm up here in the upper right-hand corner. I know I'm usually down in the lower left or lower right, but because of the way the screen kind of folded out. This screen's going to change just because no matter what semester you're going to be in, I try to improve things. I add things. You'll see videos and stuff like that. So this is very minimalistic at this particular point. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to download this file. You will also notice I have a little, I hashed that file. And what I want you to try to do over time is just get into the practice of hashing, because we use hashing a lot in forensics. So I'm going to download this file, and then I'm going to hash it to make sure there was no corruption during the download, and that's what these hash values are. And that file is a zip file. And when I unzip it, it's going to give you the entire structure for this project. There are things inside that structure already. There's going to be a template for the report. There is the image already in there. And then we just take off from there. This is just about setting things up and getting going. So I'm going to download this file. And it's going to take a little while, so I'm just going to skip ahead until it's done downloading. And I'm back. Alrighty. We downloaded it. It downloaded to the default location of this particular browser. Now, what I want to do, again, this is just practice. You don't have to do this, but I am encouraging this. This might be something if you're starting to download from the internet and they're giving you hash values, why not pull out your hash calculator and see what you're downloading is correct? So let me go to the hash calculator. Let me bring this over here, and I know it's in the download folder, so let me go over to the download folder, and there it is. It's still a zip file, and I'm going to say open, and I'm going to say calculate. All righty, and let me scoot this down here. I'm going to stretch it out, and it says the MD5 hash should end with C17C. Yep, and the SHA-1 should end with F838. F838, and the SHA-256 should end with BA6. Yep. So it's just an extra step. Took a minute. I obviously cut and stopped the video there so you didn't have to watch it calculate. I know now that file is the file that I meant to download. And you will begin to see this more and more. You've probably seen it for years and you just kind of, for me, I just ignored it. Now we know if you're downloading big files and somebody provides a hash value there, why not pull out your hash calc and see what the hash value is after the download? I'm pretty confident that this zip file has been downloaded correctly. Now, before we go into the actual zip file, let me explain some things. I'm pretty confident that my computer is up to date with any malware protection. I'm part of the Lakeland community, so we do update our signature files automatically quite routinely, right? So I am confident that the zip file that I downloaded and the files that are associated within that zip file should be clear of any malware, right? You can never be 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident in it. I've run different malware detections and I didn't see it. So you should be secure with that. Now what I want to do is I want to take that zip file and obviously unzip it. Now my recommendation is that you unzip it to a location that you're well aware of, or even a USB drive. It doesn't have to be on a USB drive, but let's say, for example, you want to work on it and you want to bring it to campus or show me or whatever, bring it as a USB drive. It does not have to go on a USB drive. I do a lot of these projects on a self-contained USB drive. So let me go and let me go to the download area. Downloads. There's that zip file. And let me unzip it. I'll say extract. We shouldn't say unzip here. Extract. And we are going to put it over on a USB drive, right? I just happen to have a USB drive called for demo. I'm going to select it and I'm going to extract. Give it a second. Okay, and I'm back. It did put on demo. It extracted. Now, this folder, it's fall 2023, ITIS 1360. Put your name here. All right. First, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's try this again. Sorry, my typing skills are N. All right. And let's take a look what's inside this folder, right? This is the structure that you should use if you go down the path of wanting to create your own structure. It may be difficult for me to read. And so keep it simple. Keep things nice and simple. There's nothing in autopsy yet. You're going to be building that case. Underneath documents, there's nothing in there. You're going to be placing documents in there. Under images, that is the USB drive that you will be examining. So that is a DD image of the USB drive. So that's the biggest file on this particular image. Keep it in there. You're going to mount that in Autopsy. You can mount it in FTK Imager, but there is your image file. Under reports, this is the template for the report. That's going to be covered a lot in other videos, right? So you're going to create a report. This is a template, so when you fire it up, you're going to have to name it. Keep the name consistent, forensic report, the USB, and then your name. And then any miscellaneous notes, for example, this right here is that report that was generated by FTK Imager. Miscellaneous notes is just a file. You can put miscellaneous notes as you're working through. And then finally, there's a folder called temp and delete. There might be times where you want to download a file or put a file out there. It's temporary. You don't want to get your other files all garbaged up. So you put it there. And when you're done, you know anything you put inside temp and delete, it's an old practice I've used for years. Anything I put inside temp and delete, I will delete. All right. It's just not important. So if I don't touch that file for a couple months and I open up that file and that folder, say I open up temp and delete and I see files in there from months ago, I have no worry about deleting them. So, alrighty. I stopped and start this video, so it may have been a little choppy. So you didn't have to watch it extract. You didn't have to watch it download. That's another reason I do a lot of demos, so we can save time on that. So that being said, your project structure is built. Now it's time to start working on that project. This is Nick Totiro. Let's go and learn something.